Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, you're very welcome, and I hope you can find some value on this channel. For those that are returning subscribers, thank you very much. If you are new to my channel, I post my videos on Thursdays and Sundays at 6:30 p.m. So make sure to press that subscribe button and press the bell button to get notifications when I post more of my videos. So welcome to yet another Poetry Thursday, and today I'm doing a quote I heard from Les Brown about how to gain control over your fears. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. The quote is very short and simple, and it says, live your dreams or live your fears. The difference between you living the life of your dreams and you not living the life of your dreams is literally fear. It's one of the main contributing factors as to why people do not live the life that they want to live. So what are your fears? What are you actually afraid of? We all have fears. We have something that is holding us back from our true potential and from living the life that we want to live. So what is holding you back? And how important is you holding on to that fear compared to the life that you want to live? Like, most people are not living the life that they want to live and operating at the potential they know they're capable of because of fear. There's a difference between you having a fear and the fear having you. My fear of snakes has me. I do not have control over that fear of snakes. Like, it's absolutely paralyzing and it's unhealthy. Like, I'd say probably in the last year is when I can see a picture of a snake and my body doesn't go into a frenzy and shock. Now I can barely watch a video of a snake, but my body starts doing things that it shouldn't be doing. And that fear honestly has me. And just me seeing a video or seeing a picture of a snake should not have that much effect on me. The fact that it's not here alone, I feel like if I was to see one in real life, literally I would just crumble and the ground will swallow me whole. Not even the ground, I'll swallow myself whole. And it says, once you face your fears, realize they're not as bad as you imagined. And this is true for the other elements or other things in my life that I was afraid to do, but I actually resiliently kept going until it was done. And after it's done, you realize it's actually not as bad as I thought. These fears that we have, them as an idea that we put in our head or someone has put in our head. We add fertilizers to it, we add water to it and let it grow, and it becomes something that is seeded and grown from our imagination because we imagine it to be a lot worse than it actually is. A fear is a legitimate thing in terms of the whole flight or flight reaction. Completely get that. But fear should not be something that immobilizes you. Like any other muscle, if you learn to develop your fear muscle in terms of you putting yourself in places that you feel are uncomfortable, you seeing the things that you're afraid of trying or afraid of doing, going out and doing it. Like, I think one of the main things that I want to do is travel. And I was always very conscious of traveling on my own. I didn't think I could do it until I actually did. And then I was like, you know what it is? I enjoy my own company. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I was not bored. It was one of my favorite trips that I've ever had. And I was on my own. After me facing that fear, I realized this is one, very doable, and two, actually very enjoyable. Then by you doing things that make you feel uncomfortable, you build that resilience. And you start to chip away at that fear of, I may not be able to do this, or this is uncomfortable. And once you put yourself in an uncomfortable situation over and over again, you're going to learn to adapt and adjust to it. And then you have power over it. You're able to dominate that fear. And it's good to start with little minor stuff. Maybe it's fear of talking in public. So instead of just going to a public, you go and talk to people that may not necessarily know, people you may not necessarily talk to. When you're in a situation when there's a large group of people, pushing yourself to actually start a conversation with people, things like that will help to build up that resilience, or help to build some sort of comfortability to being uncomfortable. Like, you have to make yourself comfortable with being uncomfortable, because past that zone of uncomfortability is where your greatness, where your potential actually is. When you do start with little minor stuff, it helps to create a positive effect. Like, oh, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. It starts to create some degree of an affirmation towards yourself, because you've been able to do it. You actually have something that is fact-based rather than just you telling yourself that you can do this. You've actually been able to do it. You can then build up to the bigger things, and eventually you'll be able to conquer your fear of speaking to a whole public over an extended period of time, as long as you keep doing it and keep pushing yourself every single time. And the thing with fear is that we don't envision ourselves overcoming that fear, because we cannot fathom how we are ever going to do that. So the first step in conquering that fear and ensuring that fear doesn't keep you from living the life that you want to live is to make the decision that you're going to overcome this thing, whatever it is. And come rain or sunshine and high waters, you are going to do that, because that's what you have decided and made a choice on. This shouldn't be just a lightweight decision, like, I'll try it out for a few months and see how it goes. Like, this is something that you have said you're definitely going to do no matter what. Because at the end of the day, fear is literally the thing that's keeping you from traveling the world, from creating relationships that are meaningful, keeping you from doing the work that you find is fulfilling, work that you find feeds your soul. Fear is that thing that's keeping you from doing that. You have to question yourself. What fears are you holding on to? What fears are you allowing to imprison you? What is keeping you from breaking these cycles? And why do you feel the need to keep holding on to this fear? Is it because you cannot see your life outside of that fear, because this is all that you've known? By you not conquering that fear, you will not reach the potential, even touch base with the potential that you're capable of. You will not be happy, because if you're not doing something that you'll find fulfilling, something that is pushing you to grow, to adapt, happiness is a state of mind. And if you're in a place that you are constantly in fear, your state of mind is not that of happiness. Why choose to be fearful and live an unhappy life when you can do the hard thing and face your fears, but ultimately reach a level of happiness, a state of mind of happiness through the process? Like, is your life not worth you doing that? You have to question yourself, what price are you willing to pay to keep these fears? Is it the price of happiness? Is it the price of fulfillment? Is it the price of doing the things that you actually want to do with your life, rather than just living life willy-nilly as life brings things to you? You not facing your fears is going to hold you back from so many opportunities. And from fear also stems a degree of lack of self-worth, thinking that you are not worthy of this goal, you are not worthy of accomplishing and overcoming this fear so that your life could be different. Maybe you conquering your fear is going to help you to become financially free, and you question yourself as in, am I worthy of living a life that is like this? And because of that, you keep and hold on to these fears, so you'll remain stagnant in the same place, moving at little minor steps when you could be leaping every single time you see an opportunity. Unless you know you're living the life that you want, or you're making progress towards the life that you want, if you're to be honest with yourself, you know you're not happy, like truly happy. So what is that fear that's keeping you from controlling your destiny? What is that thing that you refuse to let go of? And sometimes it's because we may not know how to let go of that fear, how to go past it, how to overcome it. But trust me, where there's a will, there is a way. Once you make a definite decision wanting to overcome that thing or wanting a completely different life, sometimes it's not a desire to want to overcome the fear, but it's a wanting something that is different. Once you're sick and tired of being sick and tired of a situation, you will find a way. Maybe it's because you want a completely different life, hence why you've now had to overcome this fear. But I shall let you know, once you have made that decision, don't expect it to be easy. You're going to want to give up. You're going to want to go back to the comfortability of what you had, the security of what you had. But this is the price that you have to pay to reach that extra level that you want to go to be able to live the life that fulfills you, life that feeds you. This is the price that you have to pay for the limitless lessons that life will teach you in the process of you overcoming that fear, in the process of you changing your life. If you've really truly made that decision, no matter what obstacles and difficulties you will face, you know you have to get it done. So whatever difficulties will come your way that may have swayed you in the past, you look at it as a challenge and you're willing to attack and go after it. And within every stage of you reaching that destination or reaching your potential, you have to go through turbulences. When you're in a plane, as you're taking off, it is shaky and the plane does shake as you're going through the turbulences. And in life, you have to go through that shaky, rocky moment in life until you reach a comfortable altitude. And that comfortable altitude, where you're comfortable, you're graceful, is beyond the level of your comfortability. It's beyond your fears. It's beyond what you think is possible for you right now, beyond what you think your limits are right now. That's where that comfortable altitude is. You do not see many things up there. I heard that an eagle is the only bird that when it rains, it flies at such a high altitude that it's above the clouds. It is the only bird that does that. And for an eagle to see another bird up there, it's seeing another eagle. So you have to realize that you have to pay such a huge price for you to reach the level that you want to reach. And only when you get to that level will you see other people within that same surrounding. And then you choose to surround yourself with those people so they can help you to expand yourself, to grow. And once you reach that other side, you realize, one, how much stronger you are. You realize that you have not even scratched the surface of your potential. You have the capability to do things as long as you put your mind to it. So overcoming a fear, you put your mind to it. And like with anything, you may encounter failures in the process of you overcoming your fear or you going after the life that you want to go after. But you have to remember that you're gonna have to face those fears over and over and over again. The fears, you do not overcome them in one night, in one day. It will take time, but your life deserves that. And if you're aware and understand that you have to go through the uncomfortable moments or difficult moments, then you know exactly what's in store for you. Although life will throw you some curveballs you have not anticipated, you're in a better standing and a better position to know that maybe I may not be able to make ends meet. Maybe I may have to go back to school, and maybe I may have to look like an idiot screaming in front of people every time I come across this fear or I come across this hurdle. But by going over it again and again and again, I know I'm gonna overcome it. It comes to a level where you're just sick and tired of being in that same situation, of being controlled by that fear, that you're going to let it go eventually. And sometimes it'll seem like you're going around in circles and you're not moving and you're just stagnant and you just want to give up at that moment in time because you're thinking, what the hell is the point in all of this? But beyond that extra mile, that extra step, is where the success of that fear, where the success of you reaching your desired goals, you're reaching the life that you want is. Like everything that you want is on the other side, on that extra one step. Like most people have said that the other point that they wanted to give up, literally the next step they made, the next business move they made is where their success stemmed from. So sometimes when you feel like giving up and you feel like you can't do it anymore, just keep pushing yourself, because at the other side of that one extra step, that one extra move may be where your life completely changes.